大家好，我叫福永芳. Hello everyone, my name is Emily, and today we are going to review lesson 5.2 in the Integrated Chinese Volume 1 textbook. So let's begin. Let's see what we have today. Today, we're going to go over practice answers real quickly. So last week, we reviewed 一下. It's like a little bit once. And my first question was I wanted you to translate the sentence right here. So you'd like your friend Li Bai to introduce you to Miss Li. So I've started the sentence by 小白，我上认识李小姐. And then I'm asking you to introduce her. So how would you say introduced? Please introduce this person. And so my response to that would be 哦，小白，我想认识李小姐，请你介绍一下李小姐. So let's break that up because that's a long sentence. This is a little bit confusing. So you're just repeating, that first sentence from 小白 to 李小姐. And then the new part that I wanted you to, I guess, practice and answer is this last sentence right here. So 请你, which is can you please, 介绍. And 介绍 means to introduce, right? So you're introducing someone, 一下. And I wanted you to use 一下, not 一点, because this is like introducing someone just a little bit. Like 不好意思, and then you have 李小姐 right after 一下 because you have to put what you're introducing after that verb, right? It's a verb object. It's a verb phrase. So 请你介绍一下李小姐. The next one was 你喜欢喝什么饮料? So this question is, what do you like to drink? What drink do you like? What do you want to drink? And so my response was, 我喜欢喝红茶. So I like to drink black tea. Yeah, this is black tea. So you like to drink what? You like to drink what drink? And then you just that 什么饮料 you just replace with your answer. Very, very easy. You could. Last week we reviewed a lot of different drinks you could respond with, like 红茶, which black tea, 绿茶, which is green tea, 咖啡, 水, and so on. So let's see what we are actually doing today. We are reviewing just a few little bit of things right here, just two things. What kind of three, Cai and Jiu, all kind of together. So the first thing we're going to review is Le, and then we're going to go into Cai and Jiu and compare those two. So let's go into the word Le. So Le, it's just a neutral tone. It would be that fifth tone, neutral tone. And Le is like a past tense term. And in the book, there are very different usages. There are a lot of ways to use Le. But we're going to really focus on the simple basics just because it can get confusing. Like I said, there are a lot of different ways and a lot of meanings Le can be used within the Chinese language. So let's look at this real quickly. Just looking at some examples, and then we'll go deeper into the next slide. So 今天妈妈喝了三杯水. Right, so this is just a simple subject verb phrase, le, right? It's just saying that it's been done. It's past tense. Like, today my mom drank three cups of water, right? She drank. That's past tense. In English, le would be making that past tense in this sentence. Then we have 昨天晚上我去打球了. Right? Yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, I went to go play basketball. I went to go play ball. I played ball, right? You're saying that you did something in the past tense. And you just put in that le right after that verb phrase. Just clarifying right here. Let's see right here. 明天我吃了晚饭去看电影. So this sentence is a little bit all over the place, but what I want you to focus is 我吃了. I, subject, 吃, the verb, le. Le always needs to follow that verb. It cannot be after a noun or an object. It has to be after that verb. Okay? That is the most important thing. We can see here in a question form, oh, 你吃饭了吗? Have you eaten? This usage is very different. And I'll get deeper into that. But it's still after that verb phrase, that verb, right? 你吃饭了吗? Oh, 你吃饭了没有? Both asking the same thing, but having to have that le after that verb or that verb phrase, very important. And then this is a responsible nature. I have not eaten. This is very important. If you have not eaten something, if you have not verbed something, never say la. That is very important because la indicates that you've done it. So let's go into some more examples here. This looks like a lot. It is, I know it can be a little bit overwhelming with all these examples, but I'm just breaking it down for you. So the subject verb la, right? I said it has to come right after that verb. So 你吃了 have you 我吃了 I ate, right? You say, oh, I ate. Your mom asks, oh, have you eaten? Yeah, I ate. That's what you're saying. 我吃了我说了 oh, I talked. I said that, right? Past tense. 我去了 I went, right? Very, very, very quick. There's nothing. It's just verb, subject, verb, la. Very, very simple. Very, very short. The next one, subject, verb, object, la. This one is like the previous one where I was like the very last point down here. 你吃饭了吗? You see that subject, verb, object, la. It's still following that same order. Oh, I have a point right here. 你吃饭了吗? Have you, like, 我吃饭了 I ate. I ate food is basically what it's saying. I ate rice. I ate whatever. Here in the first point, 昨天晚上我去打球了. That first example, it's still following that subject, verb, object, and then the time is also in there. But that la is coming after that verb object phrase, that verb phrase. Very important. And then 我学习了 I studied. That's your very last example for this point too, right? I studied. So your teacher's coming up to you and saying, oh, have you studied? I studied. You would say, oh, 我学习了 I studied. And then the very last one, subject, verb, le, modifier, noun. This has a measure word. All the previous ones, I've simplified it right here, has a measure word. Don't get discouraged by that. You're just putting that right after the la. So, here, my first point, 你喝了几杯水? 几杯水. So it's asking basically, how many cups of water have you drank? And this love right here is saying that you've had water, that you past tense drink water. It's just now it's just asking for you to respond by giving them a number. So you could respond, oh, 我喝了一杯水. I drank one cup of water. Very, very easy. It's just saying, oh, I drank this. I did this in the past tense, right? So, very, very simple. You're just adding that measure word after the la. And then this very last one right here, we're still keeping it with water. And we're still keeping it with 杯 as the measure word. So, 今天妈妈喝了3杯水. Today, my mom drank 喝了 drank 3 cups of water, 3杯水. Very, very simple. Today, mom drink le, past tense, drank 3 cups of water. So that is the word la. In later units, we'll get more into deeper other usages of la, but right now we're going to focus on the fact that it's past tense. Okay. The adverb 才 and 久. 才 and 久 have very simple meanings. 才 means more late, and 久 means more early. 才 is like until. Like if you were to translate a word, it'd be like, oh, until this time. Not until this. 久 is kind of simple as early. It was like it would be early. Like, oh, you came early. This was much more earlier than expected, I guess, is the best way of explaining those two of Joe. We can get into some examples and I can show you, and that will clarify a little bit more. So, example one is using 才，小高常常晚上12点才回家。This is a long sentence. Let's break it down, right? 小高 is your subject. 常常晚上 is your time. 晚上12点 is kind of your time phrase. That's a very long time phrase because 常常 is an adverb, and then you have your actual time. 晚上12点, which is at 12 o'clock at night. 才 is, that word that we're using, I would say would mean until. 回家, which means to return home. So if we put all that together, this literally would translate in English. If you were to say this in English, this would be, oh, Xiao often doesn't get home until 12 o'clock at night. That is how we would say it in English, right? That helps kind of understand what Tsai is using here. We can use this second example right here. 他晚上很晚才睡觉。他 remember is the subject. 晚上 would be your time word here. 很晚 is kind of like that modifier of your time word. And then 才睡觉. 才 again be until 睡觉. And 睡觉 is to sleep, right? So again, we're going to translate this into English and how we would say this in English. She, not until very late at night, goes to sleep. She doesn't go to sleep until very, very late, is maybe the best, as how I would say it if I was saying that. So like if you're talking to friends, like, oh, when should she go to bed? Oh, she didn't go to bed until very late last night. 才 would be that until part in the sentence. Okay, let's look at 九 and le. Like I said, they have very different. Le has a lot of usages. When you use 九, you need to use le. That's just part of the sentence structure. You just need to use it. Okay, that's the. So some grammars like this is just gonna be one of those exceptions where you just have to follow it, just because that's just how it is in the language. So let's look at this example, and then we can break it down like we did with Tsai. 她妹妹15岁就上大学了. So I want to emphasize from when we were looking at le, I said verb object le. You see how this still follows that pattern, even though we might be using le and it not in that kind of past tense kind of terms, it is still following that sentence structure, and that's very important to look at. So Joe is like early, and so 你妹妹, right? Your little sister at the age of 15 went to college, like, and so this Joe is more implied that she's very young when she's going to college. She was only 15 when your younger sister was only 15 when she went to college. That's an implication of someone who is early at doing something, right? It might not have that little word translation, but it's implying that is very early. We can look at the second one. 他下午4点就吃完饭了. Right? Again, this is the implication that something is being done very earlier than expected. So, he, at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, ate dinner. That's what you're saying, right? This is still, I guess, both. This one is more past tense terms of the la, like in this, in the last slide. But it's still saying, wow, who eats dinner at 4 o'clock in the afternoon? Not many people do. So you have Joe to emphasize how early that is. That is what that is doing right there. So this is Joe and Tsai. I hope that these are very clear. We're going to have these practice questions to kind of, I guess, test your understanding, give you a little, wiggle room to see how much you understand it. If you don't understand it, you can go back into the video and maybe look at the examples. You can also go into your textbook. Your textbook is a very, very, very big help for you when it comes to studying. So let's look at these practice questions, and then next week we can go over them, and then we're going to make sure we break them down like we did today, because these are two very difficult grammars. And so let's get into question 1. I finished my dinner. How would you say I finished my dinner? Remember, you're using la as a past tense. Just think about how you would follow that sentence structure. Question 2. Little Wang didn't come home until 12:30 p.m. When you're thinking about this, look at with those keywords that I was talking about, kind of defining what that sentence is with a Cai or Jiu. So when you're looking at the sentence, which one would you use, Cai or Jiu? And from there on, you can just make your sentence and just input it in that order. These are very hard questions. Not very hard questions. These are very hard grammars. I hope these questions are not too hard for you. Again, feel free to ask any questions, or always go back, refer to your notes, refer to your textbook. But 谢谢你们，下次见。